Hood Postman, City, Hood, click. Let's go.
Postman, postman. Do you understand? Postman. Making peace in the land. Keep your head high, let the homies inspire. Turn pain into purpose, rise above the fire. From the streets to the mic, the wisdom is real. Hood postman teaching lessons you can feel. Every chant, every word, every scratch, every beat. West Coast energy, you can't compete. The streets are made for everyone, that's why they created sidewalks. Turn my circle into a square, that way I can see who's in my corner. The lion and the tiger may be more powerful, but you ain't never seen a wolf perform in the circus. Kings don't wrestle with clowns. Cool. Holla, 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 holla. Hood postman, hood postman. Hood postman, make it understand. Hood postman. He doing one of the hand. Hood postman. Do you understand?
Lock the door. Lock the door. Shout out to the Mailroom Nation and the Mailroom Goons. I am Professor Melly Mill, your Hood Postman. Be sure to click that notification bell, like, subscribe, and share. Drop a comment down below so when the dope content hit, it's going to feel like it's the first and the 15. Welcome to the mailroom. You come in, take a look at your mind, examine what's in your heart. You go anywhere in the world to get a couple of lies, but you come here to get the truth. It's not a gun visualization nor it is imagination or even a glorification. It is always the truth, and positivity is what we do over here. We don't get into all that other stuff. I know there's a lot of stuff on the YouTube streets, but understand this. The streets ain't made for everybody. That's why they created the sidewalk. Get out the way. But let me take you to school. Get on the bus while I take you to school. I am your bus driver. I'll be driving today, folks. Shout out to everybody, man. Welcome. Shout out to the Marlena Williams, Johnny Sullivan, Sean Williams. What's going on, Sean? Big Sean. Roscoe, what's going on? What's going on, John? Yeah, I'll come here and clear up a couple of things because I don't want people to misconstrue or misunderstand or have a one-sided form of information. So we're going to deal with the Ferguson brothers, and we're going to break that down correctly today, so you guys can understand exactly who the Ferguson brothers were. And we got to do that. We got to get into this content because I see certain things on there, and I usually don't get into all this stuff because that's really not my area, my space. I don't degrade, divulge, or downgrade, or pour out whatever I am on other brothers and bring them down. I don't do none of that. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, even the people that snitched on me on my case, I took responsibility for that because had I not let them in my business, they would not have been able to snitch on me. So always take responsibility, have accountability for your own actions. And whatever that is, just be there to understand there's more to it than what meets the eye. 2001, myself, Baby Gangster, my brother, my homie Pee Wee, my homie Don Juan, and other individuals like Lupe, his wife, rest in peace, his brother-in-law Chewy, rest in peace, and other individuals that was on the case. And some of the people decide to go to the government side, and that's okay. I'm not here to drag them out and put them on the internet. None of that. That's not what I do. But I will address this Ferguson thing. So we were indicted, and it happened September the 6th, 2001. I remember it was like 4 or 5 days before 9/11. 5 days before 9/11. And I remember it well. And my whole life was turned upside down that day, you know what I mean? And there were certain things that happened that I wasn't unaware, but I had an attorney. His name was Charles Suarez. He was out of downtown LA. And he came in and he bought me this great big old box of just evidence and videotape, wiretap information where people were saying this and saying that. I had the whole thing. I probably was the only one on the case that had the entire case. with that being said, we were all indicted that day, along with I think it was Sammy Green and some other people like Kenny Kingpin. He's on the internet. It was about 25, 26 of us and 25, 26. Two big indictments put into one courtroom. What they did, they shepherded us in the courtroom. They took us to the Linwood station over there in Linwood and booked us all in, and then when we came out to CBS News and Channel 5 News and they say duck your head and all that. I ain't ducking nothing. Whatever people see, that's what it is. What I'm hiding for? Y'all got me. I'm here. All right. So, but anyway, took us to MDC LA where we met up with the what's the guy name? He was out of Venice Showline. Something head. I can't remember his head, but he was out of Venice Showline. That was his indictment on that point. But anyway, so we get up in there and they do what is called they have a system where they see who your judge is, and they do this, like they put the judges' names in there and they pull a name, and we pulled a judge named George Burns, who was a senior judge. At the time, maybe he was thinking about retirement or whatever. So somehow they didn't like that judge because they found out that judge was more or less, you got judges that are lenient against certain drug cases because they're suspicious of how the government obtained information. And then you got judges that are harsh on like crimes of when you have victim crimes and stuff like that. So you got judges that do different things. So they give us Burns. They didn't like that judge. So we wind up with a guy named Stephen B. Wilson. So Stephen B. Wilson, another guy was Keller and Manny Real and Let Him Go Let's. And then you had Consuelo Marshall and Judge Hatter. Those were the two black judges. So we come up with Stephen B. Wilson. So Wilson, Keller, and Manny Real, they were the two worst judges in the whole federal system in the Central District. The two worst. Ray Browning and other individuals have came up under this judge, and he punished them. But anyway, so what we did, me, myself, my brother, Gangster, and all us, we decided, okay, they got us. They showed us the indictment, the affidavit, the indictment, and we looked at whatever thing. So basically, we arrested for running a pharmaceutical without license. I'm gonna just put it that way. We have money laundering, tax evasion, buying properties without the legal documentation and stuff like that. That was, other individuals, whatever. Going through that, after we see everything, we realize they got all these wiretaps, they got aerial surveillance, they got drone surveillance, they had cameras on the Tucker residence, on the gangster's pager shop, and his residence where he lived, where he rested his head, and they had pole cameras all over the neighborhood watching. And they was taking in all this information. People would pull up, they was taking out license plates, running people's names and stuff. And then what was happening, they was catching people maybe 3 or 4 miles away from the residence. They would come and they pull them over and they find them with a bird. And they was writing these dudes tickets and letting them go. But the dudes that was getting caught wasn't saying anything. They wasn't saying nothing. They was like, man, are you kidding, man? You got they wrote you a ticket and you had a whole bird on you, right? Come on, man. Anyway, during all this time, we decided that we was going to plead to foreseeable. Foreseeable is when you plead for whatever your part is in an indictment. You don't have to say nothing. In other words, this is what I got charged with 841 and 846 conspiracies. So I pleaded to the 841, bam. They gave me 12 years. They gave other people under that based on the drug amounts, whatever your drug amounts and your levels. There's level drug amounts and criminal background. This is how they come up with the where you're gonna fit. So I was level 32. Matter of fact, I was 34, and they gave me 2 points for acceptance of responsibility, dropped to level 32, which gave me 151 months. I came back later on. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals granted motion, and they took more 21 months off of that sentence and brought me down to right around 10 years, right? So during this time, unknown to me, there was some guys who called themselves the Fergusons. They was the Fergusons. This is the first I hear this. The Fergusons, right? Were crooked cops, were crooked cops who breached the public trust by becoming road officers. And when they became road officers, they engaged in robbery, kidnap, torture, and all kind of. They would literally find potential drug dealers, go to their residence under the color of authority, which is a violation of your civil rights, color of authority. In other words, they violated their oath of authority. Come into your residence as police officers. They would torture you, burn your feet, burn your cut on you, beat you, and also do family members to get drug money and drugs from you and valuables. This is what they did. So this happened to my homeboy Gangster. Now you guys can take what you want from this, or you can make your own decisions, or you can listen to whatever on the internet. You can do whatever you want with that. But I'm giving you the facts. These people were corrupt cops, and they came in. So when you how did that rule apply? Does that rule stay? Hey, because you're a cop that now you don't crossed over in this area, that somehow people ain't supposed to just expose who you are or whatever? Is that what's supposed to happen here? I don't know. You guys tell me. Shout out to King Mike's. You know, shout out to me. Shout out to everybody that's listening, man, because here's the thing, guys. These are corrupt cops, right? Who kidnapped, torture, man, they did whatever they did. They had to get it. And their actions was violated the oath of Constitution of breach of public trust. They were no longer cops. Depending on the severity of the jurisdiction, the act can be classified as felonies. This is what they do in perjury of public and police misconduct, right? The civil liberties are infringed upon the government agents acting under the color of authority, overstepping their boundaries, overstepping their duties, doing things that outside of police. Police are there to serve and protect. And if they do something outside of that, then they are rogue, they are corrupt, they are no good to the system. And they restrict your constitutional rights, such as freedom of speech, assembly, privacy, including unlawful search and police misconduct. This is what these guys are guilty of. So they breached their oath of authority under the color of authority. They used their color of authority to become robbers, to become thugs, to become criminals, to become people who took advantage of people that they knew they could take advantage of, because they come in with badges and guns and handcuffs and everything. So when this happened, unknown to the Fergusons, the feds got a camera on Gangster's house looking directly at these people doing what they doing. They see the whole play. So what happens? I get the 12, Gangster get the 20, because he had a 851, which is they doubled. He would have got the same sentence I would, but they doubled him up based on the 851. When they double your sentence, in other words, you had a prior drug conviction. So other people got lesser time, and so everybody, pleaded out, whatever. So Gangster was cool with his 20. He didn't know that they was gonna come back to him with this situation about these Ferguson guys. So you gotta ask yourself, being put in that circumstance situation, what would you do? What would you do? I'm not telling nobody to do nothing. All I am is laying it out for you to look at it and understand that there's more to it than what meets the eye. If you got these corrupt cops going around the city of Los Angeles, they going around Compton, going around in Long Beach, and they spotting potential ballers, and they following and kidnapping. They run up your house based on their police officers. So you think that, okay, I'm gonna take this bus, I'm gonna hire me a lawyer, I'm gonna bail out, bam, and I'm gonna get back at it, right? No, that's not gonna happen. They're gonna tie you up, They're going to beat you. They're going to set your feet on fire. They're going to cut on you. They're going to do whatever they need to do to extract information and get your valuables, get your money, and get your drugs. That's what they're going to do. And that's what happened. So whatever happened then, speeding it up, the government come back at G. And they explain G what happened. Now, G didn't have to go sit on no thing to testify. I don't know nothing about that. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to do that. So if you understand what the Ferguson, I'm on live, bro. I'm on live. I can't answer the phone right now. If you understand that, then you understand there's always more to what meets the eye. People have feelings and they understand certain things about certain things. And I know, man, you can't get on the internet going back and forth with people about certain things. I know that. You just don't. You address issues. Don't address people. Address issues. Address the facts. Address the information. But don't address the people. Because people will get in their feelings. Because here's the thing. The most dangerous place you can be in is in your feelings. That's the most dangerous place you can be in. Everybody gonna have a different opinion about everything. Now, some people gonna say, "Oh man, that's telling." Some people gonna say, "No, that's not, man. The police violated. They did what they did." They're gonna look at it differently, man. And I can't help that. I can't, you know what I mean? That's my loved one. That's my homie. And I, you know, I'm not going against him on that. I'm not. You know, and certain people they're gonna go against it. They're gonna say this and that, but. You know, whatever this guy did or that guy did, that's on them. Again, guys, it's called accountability. It's called accountability. If somebody tell on you or whatever, you got to take responsibility because you let that individual in your business. Simple as that. You know, and I know people gonna find a way to whittle, grind, and try to maneuver it, make this favor what their commentary is, and that's fine. I don't have no more to say about it. I just don't. I'm not gonna go back and forth with anybody, and whatever they feel about it, that's fine. That's cool. I don't have nothing else to say about it. But I do know this is that I was on the case. I saw everything. I saw all the evidence. I saw how the Fergusons did. I said everything that did. What people don't know, the Fergusons were some very corrupt people, man. And they went around torturing and kidnapping and hurting people. And they was police officers. That's just what they did. And they got hammered by the federal government. That's what happened. So whatever you take from that or whatever you conclude from that is what you conclude, you know. And at the end of the day, we all got responsibility. We all responsible for our own disposition, you know. Whatever life you have, you created with your own two hands. You are responsible for your own disposition. There's always duality. That's yes and no, up and down, him and her. There's always opposites, you know. And we can't get caught up in that, you know, because here's the thing. I don't think the internet was the purpose that it's being used for. I don't think that's what it was meant to be. I just don't think that. I know people do what they want to do, and they put some of the stuff on the internet. You know, you got Crickback over there being exploited, done wrong. You know, I see the man over there mistreating him, sex playing him, and doing all these different things. He got to, you know, and I don't know what his destiny is, but if he keep up some of the stuff he's doing, you know, it's going to be a violation of his probation at some point. You got to be careful. You know, the Adam 22, man, you got to understand, man, this guy, man, he's a demon, bro. He's a demon, you know. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. I'm talking about this stuff with these Ferguson brothers, these other demons, these other varmints. Yard buzzards, vultures. That's what they are. Idea colonizers, content colonizers, you know, people who take disadvantage of people because people don't understand. They don't understand civics. They don't read political science. They don't understand geopolitics. We're in a global recession right now based on what Donald Trump, the dumbest president in the United States in the history of presidents. Most presidents go to Yale to Harvard and they have a degree of intelligence. Not Donald Trump. He was in there. He got hired because he was popular and he said some crazy stuff, And every office that a black person was in on his doing his reign, he always took the black person off and replaced it with a white man. That's just what he has done right in front of you, but you don't know because you don't be paying attention to that different stuff. He's went in and changed the Smithsonian as it comes to black culture and black history. He's taking different things. He don't want you to talk about 1619, 1710, 1760. He don't want you to talk about none of that stuff because it really puts put white people out front and center as the culprits, as a bad group of people who took advantage of a disadvantaged people. So now we are now moving forward. If you think about the Willie Lynch letter, it would last for thousands of years. You would keep the cat down. It's like on autopilot, where it went from slavery to Ku Klux Klan to Jim Crow. Now it's Jim Crow Esquire. It's moving into the laws of this country. You're not going to get an opportunity as much as the opportunities that are afforded to them is not afforded to you. And it's right there, plain and present, clear. But yet, you guys get on here, you will fight, argue, curse, beat, mangle, shoot, kill another black person all the time. And right now, we're in this global war, and some of the first people that got killed was black people. I don't understand it. I don't know why you guys are so blind to it and don't see it and don't understand exactly what's going on, because you live for the weekend. You live for the weekend while these people are planning 10 and 15, 20 years. You only live for Friday and Saturday. And it shows in your behavior, Fun Day Sunday is not Fun Day Sunday. It has, the word Fun Day Sunday has no meaning or significance within the culture anymore. It's not fun. It's not fun about it. Anytime you go down and see people doing what they're doing to one another, But anyway, any questions, anything? Anybody got any questions or disagreements? I know there's gonna be some disagreement. Or one thing I don't like about him is when he's asking questions like he's about to investigate all these businesses and get burnt out with the feds watching. All facts, Professor Benny Mill. Great observation. This is corruption administration. Yeah. Salute, peace, man. Room mods. Professor Benny Mill, the show. I appreciate it. No jumper, man. Yeah, the no jumper guy, man. No jumper, man, is anytime a man takes his own wife and let her go out there get sexually handled by another man so the world can see, man, this man don't care about anything. Anything is goals for him. He allows that to happen, man, in front of you and everybody else. It's just, man, it's in it. Who was the Ferguson brothers? The Ferguson brothers was corrupt cops. You haven't been listening, Frank? Go look it up. Pull it up, man. The Ferguson brothers. You can pull it to Google. The Ferguson brothers indicted for breaking their oath under the color of authority, robbing drug dealers. They would torture, they would mangle, they would hack, stab, and do all these different things to people that was getting money in the streets. And they did it based on police officers. And they got caught. Because when they did the gangster, the feds was already investigating us, so they had numerous of cameras and surveillance and set up around the city of Compton, observing, people's movement and behavior, Like I said, man, they was catching people 3 and 4 miles away from the Tucker location, and they was writing them people tickets. catch him with 2 or 3 birds, 4 birds. One dude had 5. They wrote him a ticket and let him go. Man, you got to know, man. They talking about he got a DA reject. Man, you ain't got no damn DA reject. But that's, that's some of our people, man, are just information poor, and they don't see things in the right context. They think it's not gonna happen to me, or it can't happen to me. Hey, yeah, that's what it is, bro. That's it. Let's see. Let's see. Man, I appreciate that Black Warrior spirit. I just definition of it. What's going on? What's going on with my guy? He's there. What's happening? I just definition of a dysfunctional dude. He doesn't give a damn. This, yeah, that's it, man. Very dysfunctional. Very dysfunctional. Very dysfunctional. It's unfortunate, man. I don't particularly care to go live anymore. Because I'm like really losing, like, because there's so much corruption on the internet, and it's always, when you see it, it's all coming from people from our culture. Nobody else teach the Jewish people don't treat each other like that. The Mexicans don't treat. Well, they do it a little bit, but they just, Asians don't get on here and have, words of war on the internet, and Europeans don't do it. The Brits don't do it, but somehow, because of our experience and how we come about, and a lot of us are so just about this hood stuff, and thinking like that's some type of prize, man. You know, you do stupid things and you win stupid prizes, bro. And that's what it comes down to. They got all these. They have increased the technology to capturing you like that. They don't even. They're sitting on this internet, probably listening right now to everything I just said. But I didn't say nothing inappropriate, because everything I said is well settled law. It has already been adjudicated. You can't do nothing that's already been adjudicated. It's already out there. I'm not going to speak on anything that hasn't been, not me. Other people might do it. I don't get into that, because that's their position on it. But anything that's been adjudicated and already well settled law, I will bring it up from time to time, if I need to make a point, though. But I'm not getting on here saying nobody's name, or bringing nobody down, talking bad about this guy, that guy. I'm not doing that, because I don't know what their purpose is. I know everybody should have a meaning and a purpose, but if I had sitting down with you personally, and I had to have maybe a couple of hours of conversation with you, so I can get the just feel of who you are as an individual. Because here's the thing: my smile is my logo. My personality is my business card, and how I leave others feeling after they experience me is my trademark. That's just what I do. I try to give people something meaningful and tangible, something that they can hold on to, and something they can actually go check for themselves and say, okay, this is that. He said this and that. Here, go look for this. Like I say, people don't understand. They don't understand geopolitics. They don't understand civics, and they don't look at political science. So if you're gonna be a social scientist, if that's what people think, I think they look at society and make these hypergamy type of opinions and different stuff. I think that they would want to at least research what they're doing and what they're saying, or go dig underneath, get up under the surface. But who am I? I can't tell them what to do, guys. I can explain it to you, true enough. but I can't understand it for you. I can explain it to you, but I can't understand it for you. So that's what I do. I come in, I explain it to you, but I can't understand it for you. Because there may be some fog, there may be some mental stuff going on. You may be on the spectrum. I don't know. I'm not here to clown nobody or none of that. You know, some people are on the spectrum. I see a lot of people on the internet that really are on the spectrum. And I believe that Crip Mac is one of them individual. Crip Mac is not really in the tradition of what Crippin is. I mean, he has bits and pieces of it, but if you look at it, he's kind of like the court jester. You know, you just can't, man. You can't, you can't go to the circus, man. And don't, you can't be a part of a circus and at some point become a clown. That's it, man. That's just it. But anyway, I think I've been on here 30 minutes. I don't want to take up much time of your day. And again, maybe I will start getting more better with these lives. I'll be having so much to do that it's not really that meaningful to me. If y'all got questions or something, I'll stay. Let me look at some of these questions. Let me look at them. Snoop from Vegas. What's going on with my guy, Big Mitch? What's going on, man? Yeah, I feel you, OG. I acknowledge everything on your speaker because it's truth about going on one mistake. You're locked up and wake up in a cell holding on to the bars, eating unhealthy food. Absolutely, man. Their job is to feed you, but not to keep you healthy. They'll feed you, but they ain't gonna keep you healthy. They are not going to keep you healthy, man. That's just the way that is, man. It's unfortunate, man. But when you line yourself up with them stuff, man, and I appreciate you tapping in, Orozco, man. Tap in more, man. There's always going to be more. I'm always going to do something. If it ain't nothing but a short or an interview, and sometimes, man, even addressing Cheetah, right? Cheetah says some disparaging things, but at the same time, she's 72 years old, right? So she's what, uh, 5 years my senior. Um, my boy Craig Munson just passed away, legend. 9 years my senior. So I can't really challenge whatever they belief system or whatever they're saying, but sometimes you know what I mean. If you listen to Craig was basically saying he's responsible for the Crips, but the avenues. If you think about the avenues, right? Think about the avenues. The avenues were before Crips, right? They were the real guys that took jack people, robbed people, held people up, beat people up, and all that. That's where that really came from. That's where the East Side Crips got it from. They got it from the avenues. Craig Munson, Teddy Munson, Donnie Boy, and the rest of the guys that was over there, doing that, Raymond Washington ran with Tall, which was Robert Munson. That's it. That's Craig Munson brother. He rest in peace now, along with Raymond and their brother Runt, rest in peace. But all that's right there in Kitchen and East Coast neighborhood, all that stuff right there, man. It's all right there. So, but then there was the other East Side. Well, just not saying that it's a second East Side, but there was there's the Central Side, and then there's the Avalon side. So that's what Mad Dog, Moto, Nose, Junior Sport, Johnny Ray, just the name of Matt Thomas, and all those guys came from on that side right there. They was heavy hitters too. Heavy hitters, and then you can't take nothing from Craddock and Mad Dog, and Mad Bull was over there with Mad Dog now. But Mad Dog was over there with Raymond, and even our boy AC Baba Louie, he was over there with him too, So I really don't question these people. I know sometimes they say some things you be like, oh, why they say that? And then upset the ecosystem, so to speak. But it's not my opinion. It's not what I believe. That's what they believe. I don't share no opinions in that. I just don't. Because everything I do share opinion, I researched it and I studied it. And because here's the thing: mathematics, science, chemistry, biology, and physics. Those 5 things. That's where your mind should be at. That's where your mind should be at. Because it would help you understand everything else that's around you, coming and going. So we got more. Mike, you jump up in there, boy. What's up, DJ Vegas? What's going on? I'm just going over a couple of things, DJ Vegas. Basically making everybody understand who the Ferguson brothers were. The Ferguson brothers were corrupt cops who violated their oath of authority based on the color of authority. They decided to engage in robbery, kidnapping, torture on potential drug dealers, and their actions which violated their oath of a constitutional breach of public trust. That's just what they did. They decided to become street niggas. That's what the police. This is the police, right? They flashing badges. They got batons. They got guns. They got pepper spray. They got handcuffs. They got riot guns. They got everything and they got the jackets. They got all this. But when they get inside your house, they're gonna tie you up to a chair. They're gonna torture you. They're gonna burn your feet, cut you, and do whatever it is to make you give up that money and give up them drugs and give up your valuables. That's just what they did. And they did it to gangsters. So that's what we're here talking about. Now he ain't told me. I ain't even talking to you because I know he going through some stuff right now. You know what I mean? And he don't even know I did this or saying this. You know, I don't know how he feel about even what I'm saying now because I'm actually letting y'all know exactly who these Ferguson people were. They were no good. They was corrupt, yard buzzers. They was vultures. You know, they was no good, man. They was hyenas. That's what they were. But they had badges. I say, man, this is the thing when it comes to cops, right? Until the good cops become anti-bad cops, then I put them all in one bowl. Because they got some good cops, but they don't put their people out. They know these people over here are corrupt and doing different things and harming people, being disrespectful, shooting people. Because just like the Lady Goog and the other guy, the ICE just gunned them down. And then my homegirl Franzola, they gunned her son down in North, was it North Ridge? It's just crazy. But yeah, any given weekend, black people will do what they do. They will fight, they will cut, they will shoot, they will kill, they will mangle and put people in wheelchairs when the world is against you. The world, I'm gonna say this, the world is against black people. And the only people that we have somewhat as allies is the brown people. And sometimes they get, some of them don't understand. They get far away from us because you got some brown people that go quick to classify themselves as white, But there's some brown people that we grew up with. They know exactly what we going through, and we know exactly what they going through. We have way more in common than we do not in common. I'm 67, guys. I have way more behind me than I do have in front of me. So I don't have no reason to be sitting up here arguing, fighting, fussing, cursing, or somebody say this something disparaging about me. Dudes, they come on and say, "Oh, Billy Bill's a snitch," and y'all don't believe them. They don't have nothing. They don't have no evidence whatsoever. But they might make up something. I don't know. I'm just telling you what the internet does. I'm not saying that's what they're going to do or whatever, but I'm just telling you, whatever they position they take or however they feel about you. Because here's the thing, feelings are the most dangerous place you can be. It ain't the fact that they don't understand. That's the fact they don't even know what thinking is. What the problem is, they equate thinking with feelings, and when feelings become emotionalized, it becomes reactionary. Influence create thinking, and thinking create environments. That's just what that is. But anyway, guys, let me see if we got any more questions. That's sure what's happening, especially in the summer. He said, you look better then. Yeah, these YNs is something else. Has Miss Bonnie Williams reached out to you? No, she hasn't. I mean, she's very anybody. Listen, guys, this is a non-bias. I do not put people on here and say this person. If you want to come on the Hood Postman, you are very well. Anybody. I'm not holding nobody off this channel. This channel is for public consumption, and anybody has a right to say what they need to say. But don't be, be an antagonist. Don't come on here looking to just, degrade or drag people down, Have some tact with it. Be able to tell people to go to hell and they enjoy the ride. In other words, be tactful, I think that's the way to handle it, right? Because there's the people that just, don't have no etiquette when it comes to that, because they're just coming in and just curse you out 100%. Hit you with a flurry of curse words. I ain't cursed not one time since I've been on this internet just now, on today. I may use a curse word here and there, but that's not typically what I do. It's not what I do. I don't see, because curse words are filler words, and you only use them when you only lost for a better explanation, or you looking for something, how to expound on circumstances and situations. So you get caught up in that, so you fill it in with a curse word. I don't need curse words. I know English well. Just who I am. But anyway, let's see where we at. Keep it positive. Push it forward, my brother. Right on, man. Sherry boy. Hey, what's up, Sherry? That's my homeboy sleep sister, man. What's up, Sherry? How you do? Another one of my close comrades. Been gone since, I think Sleep been gone since 79, 80. Hopefully he gets to come home soon. Been gone since 80, matter of fact. Hopefully he get to come home. Oh, I don't cuss much because I have a large vocabulary. Well, that's why we need to expand our vocabulary. We need to understand that there's ways. Communication is the greatest tool that God has given mankind, the ability to communicate. And we must be able to use that, I wouldn't even look right talking like Crip Mac or something else. It just wouldn't even come off right. It just wouldn't. Is it fancy? Is it entertaining? I believe there's an entertaining aspect to the way he communicates. But at the same time, what good does it do? What good does it do? Now, I like when he's doing the give back 5 and 5% and all that. I like when he does that, going out giving out free pizzas and giving out money or whatever. But I don't think he's rich that level of creativity this time. I think that, as far as building the content, he's probably the only guy that was able to walk out of prison and get right back to it the way he did. I respect that. But at the same time, me personally, I don't believe Crip Mac needs Adam 22 to do anything, because he has enough charisma and enough talent, because he's a funny guy. He's a jokester to me. I look at him more as a content creator, jokester, I don't look at him as like my boy Compton Rick Rock say, no Compton Crip, content creator, CC, Compton creator. So shout out to Compton Rick Rock, man. But anyway, guys, let's see where we at. What was that? You talked to Michael Redman? Nah, man, I ain't talked to Red Dog. I got it, man. I'm glad you remind me. I got to call Red Dog. Yeah, I got to call Red Dog, man. That's like a GG homie right there from Compton, y'all. For those who don't know, Michael Redmond, man, that's one of the greatest fights I ever seen, man, was Michael Redmond, Red Dog, and my homie Dogface. Oh, they was getting it in. Word is bond, communication always key. Shout out to Sean Prince out there in the Brick City, Jersey, in the house. Oh, wow. Yeah. Steve has been locked up since July 82. Okay. July 82. Okay. I missed it. I thought it was 80, Sherry. Sorry that. Crazy Slick. What's happening? Big Jersey in the building. Yeah, man. So, that's where we at, guys. Any more questions? I mean, guys, if y'all think I said anything wrong today, put a one in the chat. If you said what I said, well, put a one in the chat if you think what I said was correct. Or if you think what I said was wrong, put a two. Let's get a poll going because I like to work with people. I like to understand where we at and make sure we going down the right path with this stuff because again, I am not finna uphold no corrupt cops, guys. Not me. Mm-mm. They crossed the line. That's it. They're there to for an oath, all right, a public trust, and they're there to serve and protect. Anything that is a breach of contract. It's a misconduct. It's unlawful. It's a violation of your civil liberties because they can take advantage. They can actually kill you because they've been given this powerful authority, right? And then they'll justify it. The people that standing behind them become justified for it. Oh, I'm getting all ones, guys. Thank you, man. No, Crip Mac don't need Adam. Thank you. Thanks for the ones, guys. Henry, what's happening, man? Miss you, bro. Sorry. I hope you catch up on it. I think this is important, Henry. You might want to go back and listen to the whole podcast, man, because we dealt with corruption within the police department. There was always been corrupt police, even during the Linwood Vikings and the Gladiator. The rebels. What is that? That's something. The Banditos, the Gladiators, and the Vikings, and the Stony Boys, the Jump Out Boys. All of them is cliques within police departments. They are acting and conducting themselves as a gang, operating as a gang under the color of an authority. And what they do when they see you out there, they get to do whatever they want to do to you. And then the courts, because understand there's three branches: legislature, judicial, and executive, all have equal power. The stuff that Trump does is going over the Constitution. He's ruining the Constitution, and the Republicans are sitting there just, oh, but that's Trump. That's Trump. No, you got to stop him. You see the diminished capacity, You see it. His capacity is diminishing. He's not the same person 10, 20 years ago. He's somebody else. He's losing it. Yes, yeah. That's right. That's sure they do get people. They're part of the problem. It's corrupt cops everywhere. That is part of the problem, man. And then again, my problem is the good cops. If they don't call out the bad cops, then you got to put them all in one bowl. I don't trust them. I don't be getting stopped by them or pulled over and anything because I don't do anything. I just jump on this internet and say my part and do my piece with that. But outside of that, I'm not doing anything. I'm not in the streets because I know there's flock cameras, there's CTD, LBT cameras, there's all kind of ODIT, on device interception tool. There's spirit fishing. They got all kind of technology, guys. Drones. If you go into Beverly Hills, they say this area is protected by drones. As soon as you get up there, man, you are being watched, surveillance. You go up there playing games, they will follow you all the way back to Compton, South Central, Watts, wherever you're going, and then come knock down your whole house and arrest everybody and take them to jail and get those goods back, lock your butt up, and tell you, see you in 10, 20 years. That's what they do. But some people still want to play like the streets is still viable. The streets is no longer viable. The streets died the moment everybody got on the internet. Pull it together, people. Again, man, if somebody tell on you or whatever, you got to take accountability in that responsibility, because they wouldn't have told on you if you wouldn't allow them in your business. But if you ain't gonna do nothing to them, why would you? Why say anything? What, you want the internet to do it for you, or somebody who got a crazy notion in their head, or somebody who's living on the spectrum is that's reactionary or something to do? I don't know. I don't know what you're looking for. But we're not supposed to be that people. We're not supposed to be spiteful, degradation, misogyny, misandry, and all the different things that pull the culture down. We're not supposed to even engage in all that different stuff like that. Where did we get that from? Most of the things we got were given to us. We came here in bondage. Our ancestors came here in bondage, enslaved, and chains. Stricter culture, identity, food, wellness, everything was taken away and everything was given. They gave you the Bible, they gave you the church, they gave you the pastors, the white pastors first, and then they start trusting black pastors. They start bringing them to seminary school and teaching them their way. Then what they told them, okay, we're going to allow you to be a pastor. We're going to give you a 401c kick, whatever, and we're going to allow you to do this. And all you got to do is keep this message going. You can lie to them, and we're going to let you enrich yourself based on them giving to you. We ain't going to bother you with that. But we want you to keep this message going, because this is part of the white supremacy. This is part of white dominance. This is part of what keep white people ahead of the game. It's agent provocateurs and people that cooperate and agree with what their systems is. It's psychophilosophical, vehicle, spiritual, and intellectual enslavement. It has 3 ends: underestimate, undervalue, and marginalize. Everybody, not only black people, Mexican, brown people. And for the life of you guys, you don't get it. Not saying you guys, but people that's out there that's in the streets. When you see people on Fun Day Sunday fighting, you see people at the motorcycle club shooting, you see people, I don't know if people, I ain't been to the lowrider scene. I go, particularly, that's why I go on the first of the year, and I never seen anything out of pocket on the first. Now, what they do on any of the other days, I don't know, but I generally pretend, and I don't particularly go to a lot of different stuff anymore. Once you get old as me, a lot of stuff just don't come your way, or you just don't care about it. It's like it's meaningless, insignificant. Now I'm I'm in my growth spurt to where I'm like, wow, let me learn this, let me learn that. What can I do to leave? What kind of legacy can I leave behind? What do my grandchildren know about me? So I'm creating videos. I go see my grandsons. I talk to them. I talk to my granddaughters. I let my granddaughter drive me sometimes. She scared the heck out of me. She wind up at Lululemon or something. Not only she drive my car, she take me to Lululemon to buy some expensive stuff that I know are absolute. Lululemon, y'all need to, man, Lululemon, somebody need to shut Lululemon down, because that stuff that they selling on there for the prices they want for that stuff, unbelievable. So yeah, that's what I do. Want to walk? I want to. I don't even go to the walk-ins or nothing like that. I don't do that. I will go have me a good dinner though. Give me some Eddie V's or some Mastros or something. Or give me some good crab legs or something like that. Oh yeah, that's me all day. you know. Man, shout out to my crew, the super dope, man. Super dope, man. Shout out to Young Hawk, been phenomenal. J.O. Felony, phenomenal. Flex, and Boogie, No Hoodie, Dang, Cabby, West Cabby, all the different people, man. Shout out to everybody, man. And y'all be seeing me with Young Hawk. Somebody said, man, you interview a lot of Bloods, man. The Bloods, they come talk to me, man. They like, man, pull up in our section, pull up in my neighborhood. Okay. Man, don't worry about it. Come over here. And I go, man, and it be so much love, man. They give me so much love and show me so much. Man, I'll be like, wow. This and the things I never even knew existed, you know, when I was in that other mind frame, you know. But then there's people on the other side. It's like, here he comes, you know. Misinterpreted, misconstrued, don't particularly know exactly what I do. It's all speculative, you know. These are the performative people. They just performative. They gonna perform on anything that they see crazy. They just gonna react to it. It's just, you know, cosplaying. There's a lot of cosplaying out here. I'll be like, wow, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, man. So that's where we at with it, guys. That's where we at. That's where we at. Let me see. So shout out to homie Gangster. Shout out to my homie Twin. Shout out to everybody from the. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I'm trying to see where I'm at with this. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. On me. Shout out to my homie Puppy Loke, man. Young Chalk, man. Shout out to Blue Rag. Shout out to everybody that I ever even interviewed, man. Y'all phenomenal, man. But even allow me to come in your presence and just sit down with you and share time and space. Shout out to Malik, man. Shout out to Dahood. Shout out to the Wild Moguls. I just talked to O'Neal Brown. That's my dog. O'Neal, man. Big O'Neal Brown. Legend. Can't say nothing, man. This a bad dude, man. In a good way. Shout out to Sparks. Shout out to my boy Double, man. The West Side Stunner, man. The West Side Stunner. My boy Double. I got to go see Double, too, because that's my guy right there. Yeah, be looking for it, man. We're going to get some Sparks. Yeah, we're going to get Sparks back on here, man. So we could get some understanding. Yeah, we're going to get Sparks on here. Right on, Yashua. Thank you, man. Man, thank you, man. Henry, thank you. Yeah, we're going to get some Sparks on here, man. We got to get them. And look at, gosh, we got some old people coming up, man. I ain't going to even say their name because I don't even know if anybody's interviewed them, but I'm going to go interview them, you know. You saw me hit the, what was that, guys over in Pomona. But anyway, once again, I am Professor Melly Mail, your hood postman. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Drop a comment down below and share this content, man. Share this good positivity and tell the people, man, tell them that I'm coming. But, you know, to the east side, to the west side, or Compton, where else it may seem to be, whether it's New York, New Jersey, Texas, Tennessee, Atlanta, Georgia, back down to Arizona, back all the way back up to Washington, state of Washington, back to Washington, D.C., wherever it may seem to be. Lock the goddamn door and say no more. I'm out.
Cali finest, baby. Proof of grind all the time. Music money. Got a dollar sign. Hub City. I'm a street nigga, streets fuck with me. I'ma keep pushing products till the feds get me. It's guap off top, diamond Cartier. That nigga Wall won't give a broke bitch the time of day. They see me climbing, they see me shining. That's hard work, proof of grinding. New money got me tipping in that 550. I leave bad man and I'm so pretty. I got that tech with me, that's my hater sprayer. Go big, grind now, nigga, play later. What can I say? I'm addicted to this paper stacking, and I don't talk about it, I just make it happen. Word on the block is that my shit go, reach for the low.
Lock the door, cause we are gone.